What's going on, guys? We've got another new Converge set to check out here today. This is Converge series number 19, including the Phantom Gundam, the Victory Gundam, the V-Dash Gundam, the Zen Spine, the Gem Sniper II, and the Gundam Geminis II. So if you remember from series 18, we had the Gundam Geminis 01, so they split them up into different boxes. So now we'll get the alternate color version of that. We also got a couple of really nice Victory Gundams there, the regular Victory and the V-Dash. I definitely prefer the V-Dash. The Phantom Gundam as well, also one that I really like. Still hoping that we're going to get an actual model kit of that eventually, someday. Fingers crossed. And then yeah, the Zen Spine, also another pretty interesting one. So let's get this popped open. This, as usual, guys, is just a box of 10. So we're going to have doubles of some of these and just a single of others. So let's see what we got here. Alright, well that's kind of interesting. Usually when there's a variant, like for example the Victory and the V-Dash, it'll just be one of each and two of everything else. But actually, we've got two of the V-Dash, which is pretty interesting there, and then one of the Victory, and then one of the Zen Spine. So kind of strange, but alright, I'll take it. And two of the Phantom Gundam there, two of the Gem Sniper 2, and then two of the Geminis 02. So let's go ahead and we're going to go through these as usual in numerical order. So it's going to be first up with the Phantom Gundam. On the front of the box there, you can see what the figure is going to look like. It's not going to have all the flame effect parts on there, unfortunately, just the ones on the V-fin, I guess. But it then does also have the beam rifle there as well. So it's going to be looking pretty cool around the box. There's not really a whole lot to see here. Got a little close up there on the top, I guess. And then on the back, some more information about that, but it's just all in Japanese. So we can just go ahead and pop this open and see what we got in here. We're also going to have our piece of Bandai chewing gum in here. Always gotta have that. Thank you very much. It looks like in this one we've got two bags. We've got our main body and head there, these parts there for the backpack, and then the base plate there. And then the other bag, we got the parts like for the side skirts there, the V-fin effect part there, and then the beam rifle with holding hand attached onto that. So let's go ahead and get this put together. All right, here he is, looking very cool. And I wanted to show it to you guys like this first, without a couple of parts here, which we'll see in a minute. So this is to be like one form of how you can display it. And I just want to point out too that you can definitely see where the head is meant to separate, or the face part is meant to be able to come off to switch out to like the open mouth version. And also here on the backpack, you can see where there's probably meant to be some effect parts and maybe plug into a different version of this. Now offhand, I don't remember if there was like a P-Bandai version of this that has more of the effect parts included with it, or if there was like a P-Bandai set of like the Crossbone Ghost or something like that that also came with effect parts for this or something. But so if you don't want to have just the regular closed fist on there, you do want to have it with its, I guess I was saying beam rifle, I think, but it's actually a beam shotgun, I suppose. That's what it looks like anyway. You just swap out that hand, there you go. And then for the V-fin, you just take out this little part here on the front. And there you go, that's looking very cool. So you got the green part there painted in the center, and then you got the clear effect parts for that, looking very nice. Now again, these aren't really meant to be articulated, but you do have some nice detail up underneath the feet there. You can rotate the arms a little bit, so if you wanted, for example, to do like a firing pose or something, you can do that. It's gonna look a little bit derpy just standing there holding the gun like that, but you can do that. You can turn the head a little bit as well. It doesn't really look quite right as it's coming up off of the neck there a little bit, but you can pose these slightly, but they're kind of just meant to just be kind of just standing there, right? Okay, the next step is going to be just the regular Victory Gundam. Now, I feel like I've already got a Victory Gundam Converge figure already, but maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, here we got the Victory Gundam, and then on the back it's showing with the V-Dash parts on there, so I'm guessing maybe you can mix and match the backpacks, I guess. But that's kind of interesting. And also I'm wondering if either of these come with a Hexa head, but it doesn't look like it. So interestingly, on the Victory and the V-Dash, it's showing the exact same picture. I kind of feel like that's probably a mistake. Like they just put the wrong picture on this box maybe. But anyway, on the front you can see obviously they're different. So we'll take a look here at the Victory first, and then we'll take a look at the V-Dash. Got the gum there, and it looks like in this one just the one bag. We got the main body, the part for the backpack, the part for the beam shield, the beam rifle, the V-fin, and then the stand. Alright, so here's the Victory Gundam first, and yeah, with these mobile suits that have a lot of white on them, they could definitely benefit from some panel lining. So giving this some clear gloss coat, laying down some gray panel lining in there on all these nice little details, definitely going to help a lot. Painting in some of the details as well too. You know, it's pretty nicely detailed in just the pre-painting we have on here, but you know, painting some more of those little details in, definitely going to look nice. Throw a few waterslide decals on there, give it that nice Verka look. It's going to be looking really nice. As is straight out the box, I mean, it's fine, but definitely with some detailing up, this is one that will look a lot nicer. That beam shield looks really nice. That clear pink on that is pretty cool. Overall, with the Phantom and then with this one as well, the molding on them seems quite nice. Not really noticing any defects or anything. We got a little bit of like flash kind of there on the edge of the V-fin there. You can slice that off pretty easily without damaging anything. Now, here is the V-dash for comparison. So as you can see, most of the body is pretty much the same. The V-dash though, the left arm doesn't have the ability to plug the shield onto that. You'd have to swap the arm, which you could do. You could just swap the arm out between the two of them. Something like that if you wanted your V-dash to have the shield on there, which I do actually think looks pretty cool. I quite like that. But obviously the other main difference there is going to be the weapon, which is also interchangeable. You could swap that out if you wanted to. Interesting for the, I forget what exactly the name of this gun is, what the rifle is for the V-dash, but they have a clear part in between there, or like this whole barrel is like clear, and then the only parts that's painted is the top and bottom for those really long parts. So if that would have not had that clear part in the center there, these probably would have been like bowed and like not really looking quite right. They would have been like bent and something, so you'd have to straighten them out to try to keep them straight. But in order to keep them straight and aligned, they just have this clear piece just all the way through there, so that actually works quite well for that. And then of course the backpack's going to be different as well, quite the difference between those, but the plug-in is exactly the same for those, so again you can change those out if you wanted to, swap those or something, but the body's the same, so kind of not really much use in swapping the backpack. But if you wanted to, for whatever reason, you can do that. And also this holds this rifle quite well. I was wondering if it was going to fit in there, holding it like on the side, and then that tucked up underneath the arm, because there's not a lot of space for that to go in, but it does fit in there pretty well, and looks pretty awesome, I gotta say. So as a fan of the V-dash, really happy with this one. So that means up next we've got the Zen Spine, a very unique design here. And yeah, it's looking pretty interesting from the Zen Scare Empire. Of course, let's get this popped open. Got our gum, and in here we've got just with one bag, kind of the main body and head all together there. The beam rifle, the V-fin on there, and then the stand. And wow, man, I gotta tell you guys, it's really interesting. Almost every time without fail, when I do a box of these Converge figures, it's always like the one that I'm kind of the least interested in that really changes my mind quite a bit. So like, for example, I don't know, I think it was like the GOG or like the Zigok, one of those like in different past sets, for example, was one that I was not really all that interested in the set, but I ended up really liking it quite a bit. And this one as well. Was not really particularly interested, not a big fan of the Zen Scare style mobile suits here, but this one is actually really quite cool. It's actually quite big as well too, it seems like, in comparison, just because it's a big bulky design. Maybe it's just because how much bulk it's got there at the legs, so it just looks quite big and bulky compared to some of the other ones. Maybe the shoulders are really big in there as well, so it's actually a really quite cool looking figure here. Definitely really liking this one quite a bit. This one as well could definitely benefit from a little bit of panel lining and details. Some water slide decals on there, just a couple of markings or something could be pretty cool. Really nice there on the beam rifle there as well. Cool design. The hand is molded together with that, so you don't have the option of just having the hand without the beam rifle. It's all molded together. But this looks great. Like I say, the purple is really nice on there too. The colors look really cool and bright, interesting color scheme. So I like this. So up next we've got the Gem Sniper 2. So I think we had the Gem Command, I think it was in the last set or the set before last. Anyway, recently I think we had the Gem Command, and it's going to be pretty similar to this one, but Gem Sniper 2 looking great in blue there. Now I wonder if this is also going to include the bullpup machine gun in there as well, or if it's just going to only be the sniper rifle. So let's go ahead and find out here. And it looks like it's only the sniper rifle. So there's the body, the rifle, the shield, the antenna for the head, and the base there. So yeah, wow, the Gem Sniper 2 looking really nice. And one thing that I noticed right away is how good the visor looks, how that clear green part there is actually quite thick. Usually how it is on these, like you have the detail up underneath there, and then you have the clear part, which is just like a very thin piece of clear part over there. But this is like, you can tell like the detail, the eye is like really far set back in there, and this green part, clear green part is quite thick in there, so you can really get a sense of the depth of that detail in the visor. It looks really nice, and then same thing there for the cameras on the top of the head there also. So that's looking really particularly nice on this figure. It looks good. All the detail there on the shield, detail all around here on the back. You have the beam sabers up in there and everything, but you can tell definitely some detail painting these thruster bells there on the backpack and the back of the legs, like that for example, will make this look a lot better. Painting in just like these thruster details there on the side of the shoulder, here the vents on the front of the chest, things like that. Detailing in just these little details here, just with some black panel liner there in the blue bits and all that. Panel line that up a little bit, maybe paint a little bit of the detail on the rifle, for example. It's just all in gunmetal there. But yeah, man, this is going to be looking great once this is detailed up. I think it's going to be looking very, very nice. So really happy with how this one's looking. So then last but not least is going to be the Geminis II. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the Geminis I still here at my office here. I took it home, so I can't show them side by side to compare, unfortunately. But this is obviously just going to be a different color scheme version of the Geminis I, which we saw in the last set. I don't think there's going to be any difference in like the beam rifle or anything like that. I don't believe there's any difference with that, but I'll just go ahead and get it popped open. That yellow on the chest looking like a very interesting yellow to go with this color scheme. You got these really dark blues and that very kind of pale fluorescent-y kind of looking yellow. It's kind of odd. But in here, there's the main mobile suit, the beam rifle, the shield, the V-fin, and the stand. And here it is, and man, yeah, that yellow chest is looking as weird as I was expecting it would. So I was hoping that like maybe on the actual figure it won't look as odd as it does on the box, but yeah, man, it just really is that bright. So it's a very odd color choice. But then that metallic green there does look nice. I mean, that pre-painted just bit of metallic green on there looks nice. The head is still pretty large. One thing that I just don't really like about the Geminis design is how it seems like it's just got such a big head. Maybe it's just because it's got these bits poking off in every which direction. Even in Converge form where it's like slightly SD, it's still, I mean, still the big head is just kind of bothering me about this design. But the pre-painting does look really nice. The nice like lavender blue kind of color there on the beam rifle, and then here on the shield as well. You got the 02 printed there on the shield. It's looking nice. On the backside, again, lots of detail there that could be, you know, done up if you want to panel line that up and everything, fill in all those details. A little camera on the back of the head, paint that up in there just to add some more detail to this. But I mean, yeah, it's looking very nice. It's very nicely detailed, and definitely it's going to be a good companion for the Geminis I. Hopefully they'll do some more in the line. Could you imagine like if they had a Converge, Esculapius, or LO Booster, or even Hydra Gundam? Those would be pretty cool, but probably not really fitting for like the standard figures because of those all have kind of like extra bulk and a lot of stuff going on with them. They would probably be, they'd have to come out as like probably like a set or something. It would be. But Bandai did just announce like a special set of like kind of larger suits all in like a set with like 4 of them together. So maybe that could be something that they could do with the G-Unit series figures. I don't know, not very likely, but fingers crossed, that would be very cool. But anyway, that is going to be it for Series 19, guys. Let me know what you think. Which ones are your favorite or your least favorite in the line? Which ones do you think look really cool? Are any of these ones that you particularly want to be hunting for, or did you already pick up a set? As always, I would just recommend you guys, if you like some of these, if it's like a set that you like at least half the set, I would recommend getting a box. Now, of course, you're going to have doubles and things left over, so what I would recommend you guys do is just try to get a friend or two to go in on the box with you. The box usually for 10 costs around 50 bucks, which comes out to be $5 each. Definitely worth it, I think. But yeah, if you split it between some friends, you know, you can share the doubles and share the ones you don't like, maybe with some friends that might like the design that you don't like or something like that, for example. So just something to think about. I highly recommend checking some of these Converge figures out if you've never collected any. Get a few, see how you like them, and then maybe get a few more, probably. And, you know, one thing leads to another, and then you've got a collection of dozens of them, just kind of the way that it goes. So thank you guys all so much for watching, as always, for your support. I really appreciate it. Liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that really means a lot, guys. I appreciate that. And of course, thanks to USA Gundam Store for making it all possible as well, guys. Check the link and the coupon code down below for USA Gundam Store. You can save 10% off everything there on the site, so check that out, use that. Until next time, guys, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.